Hello, and welcome to the Live Past Crazy Show. Your host is Yanmitra Jojo Waddell, the only Live Past Crazy specialist. So what better place to be than here with her? Yanmitra appreciates you taking the time out to listen to the podcast, and it is her sincere hope that what we share is something that you can use to help you and someone you know live past crazy.
Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Miller. Good morning. Hope you guys are ready to get this day started. Like you guys are crooked. Are you guys crooked or is it just me? Good morning, Tiffany. Good morning, Margaret. Good morning. Good morning. Is this picture clear? Because I'm trying StreamYard and I'm trying to get it to work. Thank you, Joshua. Margaret, please be safe. Joshua, I know you tell me to call you Lucky, but it's hard because I'm so used to saying it. Happy Friday, Miss Branch. It's Friday. Let me tell y'all something about the Sister Rise Retreat. I know I talk about it all the time. Let me tell you how much sisters we were. I asked this lady, I was like, are you going to always wear that dress? And she was like, do you want it? I was like, yes. And that's what we did. We exchanged dresses. We exchanged clothes. We hung out like real sisters. We borrowed each other's clothing. Thank you, Chantel. Let's see if this is going to work. Good morning, and how do you do? I'd like to introduce myself to you. Good morning. So I'm gonna see if it's gonna come back. In the meantime, let's keep going, y'all. So good morning. Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show. My name is Yanmitra Jojo Waddell, the only Live Past Crazy specialist. So what better place to be than here with me? Good morning. Good morning. All right. If your friends and family don't have Facebook, send them to the YouTube channel. If they don't, YouTube, we have over 400 and something videos, so they can binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows over there. They don't do that. We have 6, 7 books that they're more than welcome to read. The last one was my book of affirmations. It is an ebook. It is electronic, so it can actually just be emailed to them. They don't do that. I do have a movie. It's called The Last Time that they can watch. And if they don't do any of that, we got the podcast on. We are on Stitcher, Apple Music. We are on Amazon Music, wherever podcasts are found. They don't do that. Tell them I said good morning. Good morning. All right. So I have a few things left over from the Sister Rise Retreat. I have the 5-day guided journey that they got. If you would like a copy of that, I will post a link. I have some of the leather-bound journals left, so you can also purchase those. I think I only have 8. I think I only have 8 of those left. So let's get started. I was trying to see if this was going to work over here, but it doesn't look like it's gonna it's gonna let me. Let's see. All right, so the quote of the day, y'all. You are a rare gem, an exclusive, and a limited edition. There's only one of you. Have an amazing day. I like that quote. And it reminds me of a quote that somebody said, often imitated, but never duplicated. A close friend of mine says that all the time. So that's today's quote. You are a rare gem, an exclusive, and a limited edition. There's only one of you. And you need to take that and have the most amazing day ever. How about that? Now, yesterday, let's talk about what we talked about yesterday. How can we become a better player? And some of the things we talked about was releasing that baggage, self-validation, your ego, wanting to be right. What are you doing? How are you doing it? And are you good at it? And as you grow, you got to go. I like that. And sometimes we place our own obstacles in our own way. And so if you missed yesterday's show, please go back and watch it because it was really, really good. And we talked about some of those things. Today, y'all, we're going to talk about taking aim. And I feel like this is because we talked about shooting a shot, shots fired. Like everybody has to, you got to make every shot count. Like you've got to take an action, right? There's got to be an action that you are willing to take. Thank you, Margaret. Now let's see if now I can see the comments. I couldn't see the comments for a minute there. And I don't know why. Hopefully it'll clear itself up. Yes, as you go, you definitely got to go. You can't stay where you are. So let's talk about taking aim today, right? So in making every shot count, shots fired, and we're taking the action. We can't just be, I want us to understand that it has to be twofold. We can't take the action and not aim for something. Meaning I can't shoot the shot. I can't shoot the shot and I don't know where I'm shooting it at, right? If you're a basketball, I love basketball, college basketball. Let me rephrase that. NBA, college is where I am. That's my jam. So if the player is he's playing his right position, because we talked about how to become a better player. If you're playing the right position, you now understand your gift and your journey and your goal and where you're going with things. Now that you understand that, you just can't be shooting stuff just to be shooting it. You got to take aim at something. You got to take aim at the goal. You got to take aim at the thing that you're hoping to accomplish. So today we're going to talk about that taking the aim. And you have to aim for something. If you don't aim for anything, then you will hit everything. I like that. If you don't aim for anything, you will hit everything. And that's why it can feel like things are not going right. Things are backwards. As my grandpa say, they ass backwards. Or you feel like you working hard. You're working really hard, but it ain't nothing coming. Like you getting up and you grinding or you working hard every day on this thing. But for the life of you, you can't you can't figure out why it's not working. Like, why is it not going? And so I want us to take a step back and look at, what are we aiming at? Are we giving our words and our breath direction every morning? But what are we focused on? What is our end goal? Because we know we win in the championship, right? We know that. Thank you, Tiffany. Exactly. We know we win in the championship. But now let's back that down into baby steps. What is my next first move? What is my next right move? What is my next step? And you need to aim for that. See how you get to the championship, how we get to the playoffs, the Final Four. What? And the ACC is the only thing that matters. We don't care about any other. ACC is it. Correct, Joshua. If to get there though, I've got to win. I got to show up for practice, and I got to win the first games. So if I know my goal is the Final Four, right? The Final Four begins with practice every day. So I've got to aim for something. I can't show up on game day expected to play with professionals when I've never acted like one. I've never practiced like one. And sometimes we talked about that earlier this week, being awkward and feeling clumsy, uncoordinated, shy, and embarrassed. And that's because, we're trying something different. That is the purpose of practice and showing up and aiming for that thing, whatever it is, every day. So that when it comes time, when it's the championship game, you all in. You there. Some of us, if we're not aiming for something, we hitting everything. The question becomes, but are you fully committed though? If we're not fully committed, practice was not going to do you any good because you're going to have practice. I found that out in boxing. If I can have practice standing in my stance, I can have practice hitting that bag, doing my left hook, my uppercut. Oh, but when I get in the ring on Friday to spar the coach, all of my half-ass practices is showing up right there when I really need to aim and hit something the most. Because now I'm getting busted in the nose and the lip because I was slack in my practice, because I didn't aim for nothing and I was hitting everything. I wasn't paying attention. As Tiffany said, I didn't have that sniper mentality. I wasn't laser focused on a thing. So then we got to ask ourselves a question, and y'all know I'm full of questions. Why are we not fully committed to that thing? Why are we not fully committed? Could it be that we're not fully committed because it's a lot of work? It is a lot of work. And I want this to go kind of hand in hand. It is a lot of work to get you to where you're fully committed. Oh, but when you, like we talked about yesterday, when you figure it out, like when you stop going against the flow of you, against the hard part of you, then that part becomes easier. Now you understand your position. If you're defense, offense, if you're a point guard, you know your position. You know what you're playing. And can't nobody play your position like you play. Then it becomes easier for you to operate in your gift. Now it becomes easier for it to make room for you, because now you know where you stand. You know what you're aiming at. You know what you're doing. But if you're not fully committed, you can know your position and still not be the best player ever. You can know your position and be horrible. You could know your position, know your gift, and understand it, and still be sitting on the sidelines wondering why it ain't working out. Because you got to be fully committed. And if you're not fully committed to it, then you're committed to everything. If you're not fully committed to what it is that you want to do, when Team LAC comes around to say, well, JoJo, you really shouldn't be doing this, or I don't know about that. When they come to tell you that thing, if you're not fully committed, if you haven't aimed and know your final destination, you'll be like, you're right. You are absolutely right. I can't do this. I don't understand that. So let me not even try. And then you have detoured yourself. Now you have taken yourself off of Team Abundance, and you're playing full court with Team LAC. And you seem to be very committed to that. And that's okay. I just want us to be very clear that whatever team that we're signing up for, the rules and regulations that come along with that team. If this is signing day, I want you to read your contract. Read your contract, because in your contract, honey, it tells you what you're aiming for. Inside of your contract is the details of what you can expect, what they can expect of you, and what you can expect of them. You need to read your contract, because they say we expect that you're going to aim to win this championship for us. Now, if you ain't fixing to win that championship for us, you can expect to be let go. Some of us are mad because we're not playing or we're off the team, But did we read the requirements for being on the team? On Team Abundance, there's certain requirements. We're going to be excellent, we will be proficient, and we will not quit. We're going to execute, we're going to play, and we're going to win. That's it. And in all of that, in the executing, the playing, and the winning, we are aiming for something, and it's non-negotiable. Like we're not downplaying the fact that we want to win, because somebody got to win, y'all. At the end of the day, somebody's got to win. Somebody's got to win, and you have to decide who is that going to be. Who's fixing to win this thing? So you got to, and when you take aim for the thing, whatever your goal is, whatever your purpose is, are you working towards that? Are you aiming for that thing? Or because you don't have a clear mindset about what it is, that you don't know what to aim for, so you just hitting everything that come your way, and then it feels like it's so hard, so hard. Good morning, Miss Stars. It can feel, y'all, it can feel so hard because we're not aiming for the thing. Take, for example, I want to write a book. Am I really aiming to write a book? Because if I was aiming to write a book, I would set aside time every day to write. Because it is the discipline of the mind that is the hard part. It is the discipline of the mind that's going to help you aim better. It's going to help you take a better shot. It's going to help you reach your final goal. It's going to help you win that championship. But if you're not willing to aim and have discipline to achieve that thing, it's not going to work. Good Friday, Miss Stars. It's not going to work. So in all things, there's discipline and there's mindset, period. It takes discipline and mindset to be over there on Team LAC and to do nothing. That takes discipline. If you wake up every day, thank you, Joshua. If you wake up every day and you do nothing, what did you do today? Girl, nothing. Man, I ain't do nothing. Then it's hard to stop doing nothing. That takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work not to do nothing because you can't stop doing it. Think about that. What are you doing? Nothing. You can't ever stop doing nothing. Period. And so it's going to take discipline. It's going to take a mindset change for you to decide that you want to aim for something and where you want to be. DM Westside, Mr. Nathaniel. I'm just saying, if you're going to represent your team, whatever team it is, you better understand the contract you just signed, because this is signing day. And you got to know what you're aiming for. Whether you intentionally or unintentionally make a decision, you made one. It takes so much work to do nothing. And it is a mental mindset. And here's what will happen is, as you're doing nothing, people will say, you will look at other people and say they're doing too much. As you're doing something, they will tell you the same thing. But your activity highlights their inactivity. Meaning me doing highlights the fact that they're not doing. And every day, the people, and you need to look at your circle, the people in your circle will either check you for doing too much or check you because you are doing too much. They will check you because you're doing too much, or they will check you because you're doing too much. Meaning one group of friends is like, JoJo, you on it, keep doing it. The other group of my friends are going to be like, you're doing too much, you need to sit down, you need to slow down, you need to calm down. Correct. Productivity, boo. It is the mindset that is going to take you to where you need to be. But if you're not willing to be disciplined in that mindset, and disciplined in aiming for something, so you just ain't somewhere shooting a breeze, right? As y'all, I come from, my family said little cuss words. So if you sit somewhere shooting the shit and you ain't doing nothing, well, that's all you did today. You ain't do nothing. And please understand, it's okay to have those days where you just chilling. and you relaxing, but you've been disciplined enough up until that point that you are allowed to have that day where you don't do nothing. Come on, Miss Starks, you doing it too, boo. You better check your circle. I call them my purpose partners. These are people, and there's 7 rules that I go by for purpose partners, and they help take what I see in my mind to help me see it here. And when I call them, there is no judgment. We are pepper. I'm your biggest cheerleader, just like they my biggest cheerleader. And we genuinely want someone to win. And it ain't no, oh, JoJo told me this, and I just think she's doing too much. No, it's none of that. But what are we aiming for? Because if you're not aiming for nothing, you're absolutely going to hit everything. That's why you can be a jack of all trades. Guilty. I ain't the only job I have not had is being an undertaker, and we have one in the family. Right, Lucky? You sometimes you got to reset. So if I'm a jack of all trade and master of none, where does that leave me when I'm trying to figure things out? Where does that leave me when it's time for me to focus and do something? Well, I don't understand my position. I don't understand where I'm going, what I'm doing, and why I'm doing it. Well, why don't I understand it? Well, I don't understand it because my mindset hasn't been disciplined enough for me to understand my gift, for it to make room for me so that I can walk in its way. Some of us are barreling through our gift and wondering why it's not making a way for us. It could be that you're not aiming for anything. I want you to read your contract today. Decide if do you even understand the terms of the contract? Do you understand what is expected of you when you sign up to do a thing? Come on, Mr. Joshua. Do you understand what it means when you sign up for Team Abundance? Are you just signing up because you like how it sounds? Some of us guilty, so guilty. I sign up for things because I like how it sounds. And then when it came time to implement it, I didn't do it because it required more work of me, right? It required something more of me that I wasn't willing to give. I like how it sounded and stuff. It sound real good, but I wasn't ready to do the work of it though. So I wasted time and money on something that I thought sounded good. Why does it take the discipline to, man? Miss Starks asked the best questions. Listen, why does it take discipline for your mindset? What does it take? It takes me knowing on the inside, right? There's got to be a revolution on the inside. It takes me understanding. If I don't allow that revolution to take place, my ultimate goal will never come. I will never reach my final destination, whatever it is. If I want to be a business owner, if I want Waddell Consulting to be up here, and if I want all these things, I'm now just talking about it and not being about it. Because my mind, and listen, your discipline of your mindset is an everyday job. It is every day. Yesterday, I had to check myself. Okay, after I finish the morning show, I normally go walking and do my workouts. But yesterday, I had a lot of work to do. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it in the evening. And so in the morning, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to do my work. Well, I got caught up in reading something else. And 2 hours went by. And it was my discipline that said, okay, JoJo, what you're not fixing to do is waste the day because you didn't go work out, you didn't follow your normal routine. So that doesn't mean the 2 hours you would have spent working out, you now have 2 free hours. That means you got to concentrate. And so I remove all obstacles out of my way. That means the phone goes on do not disturb. That means whatever, I only open up what I need to work on that moment, and I get it. But it's going to take the mindset and the discipline to say, this is what I know I want. And that's hard sometimes. And sometimes you got to check yourself. I had to check myself yesterday. That's right, Joshua. Work it backwards. You got to recognize and be aware. And if you're not aware and you don't recognize it, what will happen is it is so easy to fall back into. That's how every new year the gyms are full, right? By February, the gyms are back empty again because it takes discipline. And if you are making a decision and you don't understand the requirements of the contract, right? If you don't understand what you're signing up for signing day, then when it comes time for you to implement it, then you can't. It's hard. It's hard to get up and go to the gym every day. Like your bed is warm. You've gotten used to that extra roll. It's your friend. You have named it. Y'all are one. Here's what you say. They got to love me as I am. They do, but do you love you as you are? That's the question. Ain't nobody else. Ain't nobody said nothing. Yes, yes, Miss Branch, honey. I had to remove the and my favorite quote of myself is I remove all obstacles. I remove the opportunity for JoJo to say no to JoJo. I remove all of my opportunities to say no. JoJo, go work out. I don't want to. I remove all my opportunities of saying no. I know as soon as this show is over, I'm working out. I have my socks, my shoes, and my pants already on. My shirt is laying at the end of my desk. So when the camera is off, I put on another shirt and I walk out the front door. I have removed all opportunity for me to say no to me. And I do that in the power of now. And the power of now says, if you have a thought, can you implement it right now? Can you do one action on it right now? Now that's going to remove the opportunity of JoJo saying no to herself. Come on, Mr. Nathaniel. Your mind is a powerful thing. And if you don't think your mind is powerful, you are living your thoughts and your reality. What day did we talk about that? Last week? You're not living life, you're experiencing your thought processes or your negative belief system. That was on 10/20. That was Tuesday. You're not living life, you are living your life experiences, your thought processes. That was this Tuesday. So every thought has a consequence. You have to have confident expectations. And all of that kind of goes together. Do you believe you belong, which was Tuesday. And then yesterday we talked about being awkward in your newness, but a breakthrough is going to demand a radical departure of your habits. You can't just break up and be like, okay, I'm going to break up with you. No, you got to break up right now. Like there is no waiting period. So when we take aim and we decide in our mind that that's the thing that I'm going to take aim on, I've got to remove all my obstacles out of the way. And sometimes we place our own obstacles in our own way so that we will not achieve that goal on purpose. So then I can say to somebody, I tried, girl, and it was so hard and I couldn't do it. My favorite word was, but it's hard though. I love to say that. Loved to say it. Judge, I want you to do that, but that's so hard. I can't. How I know it's hard and I ain't never done nothing. I've never tried. You never practice. And here's the thing, as you grow and stretch, you're using muscles and things you never used before. That's why it hurt. That's why you sore. Your body is adjusting to a new normal and you've got to give yourself adjusting periods. So when you first start working out, yeah, everything hurt, but you don't quit because it hurt. Oh, I hurt, so I can't work out today or tomorrow. No, but are you aiming for something? What are you looking at? It is, and that's exactly what it is. Some of us are afraid of success, guilty, afraid of success, guilty. Because if I become successful at a thing, and success is however you define it, if you become successful at living a better way, if you become successful at thinking different thoughts, if you become successful at increasing your vocabulary, reading different books, listen, giving up a TV show so that you can do something different. And remind me to come back to that because that's a pet peeve. But if you decide a thing and you say, okay, this is it, and you want to be successful at it, right? Some of us, we want to secretly fail at it because we don't want the responsibility of someone seeing us fail. And in all actuality, you didn't fail because you tried, which is more than what the average person is doing. So some of us are afraid of success because it will require more from me. It's going to require more from JoJo to say, oh, well, here's book 9 and 10. It's requiring more of me. Yeah, I'm an international Amazon best-selling author, but can a sister get on New York Times? That's my aim. And so as long as I don't tell anybody my aim, as long as I don't share any successes, then nobody's holding me to a standard or a responsibility, and I'm not holding myself to one. But the minute you say you want to be successful of a thing, there are different requirements of you. The minute you come over here on Team Abundance, there are different requirements of you. And we are afraid of success because it is going to require you doing something that you normally would not have done. And so as you start out for the thing, you may half do it. You may not put your full effort into it because sometimes you can half do it and outshine everybody in your family. You half doing something outshines people living in their full light. Yes. Absolutely, Nathaniel. Yes, Joshua. Oh, come on, Joshua. Success. Listen, we all want to be successful, and at some level of it, it scares you to death, but it can't stop. It doesn't stop you. It can't stop you, because if you're going to allow it to stop you, then you've got to decide, what are you aiming for? What are you working for? Read your contract. And if you're not aiming for anything, you will hit everything. And if you're afraid of success, then let's go back, because day one over here on Team Abundance is we're talking about mindset. We're talking about discipline. We're talking about we're getting out of the comfort of crazy into the discipline of freedom. And discipline of freedom requires something from you. It requires you show up every single day. It requires that your mindset be yes, that we practice having no lack. Even in the midst of what is seemingly lack, we see only abundance. I ain't saying, listen, I ain't gonna say you're gonna be happy-go-lucky every day. Nope, I will never tell you that. But I will tell you is that you still have a choice every single day for what your aim is. You can have you're required to have a bad day. It is okay to have a bad day, to cry, cuss, have all the feelings. You just can't stay there. On Team Abundance, we may have a bad day. We may even lose a game. That's okay. I'm still winning the championship. I get to be sad or upset or grieve or whatever it is I need to do because this thing happened to me in life. It doesn't mean that it becomes a defining moment that stops me in my tracks and I can't go any further. So you have to decide, what are you aiming for? And the thing that you're aiming for, is it worth it to you? Are you disciplined enough to want that? Or is the fear of it going to stop you? Y'all know my favorite quote, faith and fear are both the same thing. They're both what you cannot see, but you believe is going to happen. So do you have confident expectations that your success is going to happen, or do you have confident expectations that your fear is going to happen? Every day. Good morning, Kimberly. Every day you have that option. Every day. And just like Mr. Nathaniel said, just because love may have hurt doesn't mean you stop loving. You fell off the bike, you got back on it. Right? Try again. Go again. And I just want us to focus on think about, what is it that we're really aiming for? What is the thing that we are working towards? And what is the end result that you hope to have for aiming for that thing? So if my aim today is to do nothing, my aim today is to do the same thing I did yesterday. Complain about my job, complain about ain't nothing to eat, complain about I don't like my house, complain I don't like my hair, my body, I don't like anything. If that's my plan, then I don't want you to complain about what you don't have, because you don't. I'm a firm believer, when you get tired of something, you'll do something about it. Some people like to complain. It gives them joy. It gives some people joy to live less than. And there, my friend, there's nothing you can do for those people. Nothing. If they are insistent that they give breath to their fear, there's nothing you can do for them. But understand, if you choose to stay, that eventually that's going to rub off on you too. And what's the saying? If you got 4 broke friends, you bound to be the 5th one. If you have 6 negative friends, you gonna be the 7th one. There ain't no way around that. It's fixing to happen. So either you're gonna have the discipline of freedom, or you're gonna have the comfort of crazy. And some of us, the comfort of crazy is, you know that story, you know that situation. You know mama's gonna complain, you know all the things. You know what's gonna happen in crazy. It is the discipline of freedom that scares you. Yep. Thank you, Nathan. That's exactly right. Success is like a note in a bottle. And you got to try. You can't tell me you don't like success, or you're afraid of it, or you haven't tried. Right? It is the thought of the thing that scares us more than the actual doing of the thing. I use that with the girls all the time. You can't tell me you're afraid of something. I had to use it on myself first. I had to use it on myself with getting over my fear of water and my fear of flying. I had to use it on myself first. And now I use it on the girls. You can't tell me you're scared and you ain't ever tried it, because that makes no sense. So now the thought of it is scaring you so bad that the action of it is impossible. And you can work yourself straight into a panic attack. You can get yourself so upset and angry and frustrated over a thought that you never put into action. That's right, Joshua. Nothing beats failure but a good old try. Period. And as Rosie say, that's on period. You never know what you can do until you try. As the quote of the day says, you are a rare gem, an exclusive, a limited edition. There's only one of you. Nobody can do what you do, how you do it. They can't say it like you say it. They can't talk it like you talk it. They can't walk it like you walk it. They can't deliver it, Joshua. They can't dress. They can't act. They can't do anything like Joshua does, because it's his. Exactly. And the moment we understand that, is the moment that we are free to go and grow. So on this wonderful day, are you taking aim? What are you taking aim at? And is it important enough for you to, it may not even be important enough for you to know that question, to know the answer. Because you could be like, JoJo, listen, you getting on my nerves with this, is what you're doing. Asking questions. I'm perfectly happy with how I'm living life right now. I'm perfectly happy with how things are going. I'm A-okay with all my fears. I'm A-okay with where I live. I'm okay with how I'm living. I'm okay with all of that. Okay, honey, as long as you know and you're comfortable with that. JoJo, not, if you like it, I love it. I'm not fixing to argue with you. I'm just offering perhaps a different way of looking at something just for a minute, just to give you another perspective. But if you are clear on that you enjoy what you're doing, don't allow anybody to change that. Live in that. Live in it. Accept it. But here's my belief system, right? That's right, Josh. The only stupid question is the one that remains unasked. Here's my belief system. If you're okay with where you are, if you have confident expectations in your fears, and you have exercised your fear muscle, and your fear muscle is so strong, okay? Why do you complain about everything around you when you have self-imposed your reality to be what it is? If I give my words and my breath direction to create my current reality, right? And I am living my thoughts and words out loud. Right now, look around your house. You bought those flowers because you had a thought process. I created the Sister Rise Journal because I had a thought process and my words became flesh right here. I thought I wanted to write a book, so I wrote 7 of them. Words here. So if you look at your house, you look at the clothes you're wearing, your thoughts are the reality that you're seeing right here. So if at any time you don't like what you are seeing, your words and your thoughts can change that. So this is what I can't understand. And there's very few times you'll hear me say I can't. And I do not understand this. You can look at your current situation and listen, I've been here and done that. And so we'll do confessions and conversations, JoJo. I looked at my current situation. You know what? I don't like asking other people for underwear, number 1. I don't like washing my clothes in the bathtub, number 2. I don't like having to pick pennies up off the street so I can feed the kids. So JoJo, if you don't like any of this, what are you going to do about it? Oh, nothing. So you're going to complain about it and you have the power to do something about it and you're not. That's correct. Does that not sound insane? Oh, I don't like washing my clothes with the same bar of soap I'm going to take a bath with, but yet I'm not willing to do anything to change my current circumstances. No. So, but I'm going to complain about them. You see how that doesn't equal? That's 1 + 1,000 = 1. That makes no sense. So when JoJo got tired of it, because I was hooked on my story of, oh, I work at IBM. Where you work at, girl? I work at IBM. Yes. When I let go of saying that, I got a better paying job so that I could buy a washer and dryer. I got a better paying job so I could eat more than once a day and not allow my kids, or I could stop saying, oh, I'm fasting, when really I'm hungry because ain't no food in the house, but I'm just going to call it fasting because I don't want nobody to know I'm broke. You can't look at your current reality, know that your words created it, and then complain about what you created. That doesn't make sense to me. I can't comprehend it. Come on, Mr. Joshua. How can you hope for hoping? That's how you pray and don't expect it to come. That's why you have that big gap of your disbelief. Because you say you don't want it, but you ain't willing to aim and work for it, so you can complain, but you continue to complain about what you ain't got. But the solution is you. But because you don't want to be disciplined or aim for a goal, it never happens. But then it becomes everybody else's responsibility why it never happened. I can't do that because you know that man did that to me. What if I said I can't ever get married again because my first husband beat the hell out of me? So I have left you, you beat me, you kept me locked up in a room. And even though I left you and I am now free, I can't love anybody else or get married again because of what you did. So I left you and I'm still going to give you that power. Eventually, somewhere along the way, you got to get mad at yourself. You got to get angry at your current situation and say, I'd be damned if I'm fixing to continue on this road on purpose and complain about it. You got to figure out, because at this point, you either love it or you don't. Your current reality, what you're living is your thoughts. Do you like that? If the answer is no, then your next right question is what you fixing to do about it. And if the next answer behind that is, oh, nothing, man, it ain't that serious, Jojo, you're doing too much. I want you to understand you have just made your decision to stay where you are. And I want you to be okay with that. I want you not to complain. I want you to accept it and love every aspect of what you're currently living. So you can't complain and pray about the thing at the same time. They can't go hand in hand. So what is your aim? What are you aiming for? If you ain't aiming for nothing, you're going to hit everything. And then nothing is going to come to happen. Nothing's going to come to pass. And you're going to look up one day and you're going to be like, how did I get here in this life? How did I get here? Why is this not working? Well, what did you aim for? What did you hope for? What was your belief system that you then took down into bite-sized pieces to make it so. What was that? I'm off my soapbox. I don't understand that. And sometimes it makes me so angry I cry. And that was a hard thought process for myself, is to allow people to live however they choose to live. Jojo, that ain't your business. It ain't my business. It ain't my little red wagon of pool. But I could see so much greatness in them that I'd be like, man, if you could just, girl, if you could just, and they didn't want that. Come on, Nathaniel. And accept that. Accept it. And when you accept your greatness, when you accept that your light is supposed to shine, that you are to do this thing, when you accept that, y'all, it gets a little bit easier, because now you're not fighting against the natural progression of you, which is to greatness. The natural progression of you is to greatness. And when you accept that part, things get a little easier. The flow gets a little easier. The answer you're seeking, it comes a little quicker. So today, what are you aiming for? And it goes absolutely hand in hand with yesterday. How can you become a better player? You release yourself from that past baggage. You do that by letting go of self-validation, letting go of your ego, let go of being right. And you figure out what it is that you want to aim for. What is the thing you want to accomplish? What is the thing you are hoping for? And then work towards that. It gets easier, I promise. You have to aim for something. If you aim for nothing, as my daddy say, and y'all know I love my daddy, Gerald Waddell. Some people don't want to work in a pie eating factory. And it took me so long to realize, to even understand what he meant when he said that. Jojo, some folk, they don't want to work in a pie eating factory. That means even if their survival depending on them eating, they could not do it. Right, Joshua? I always imagine the possibilities. What limitations? My mind is the strongest limitation I will ever have. It is in your mind. Your body will follow. After you tell your mind what to do, the body will follow. It has no choice. But you got to give it something to do. You got to give it something to aim for. So on this lovely day, y'all, pray for me that I get off my little, it ain't even get off my soapbox, that I allow people to live their life and I not be so more invested in their life than they are. I can't want it more than you want it. And that was a absolutely hard lesson for me to learn. It was hard to learn it for my family because I want so much more for my family. It is hard for me to understand and know it for my friends because I want so much more for them. But if I'm taking aim and I know what I'm working towards and I understand my contract and the things that I signed up for and I understand my responsibilities for myself, if I understand the position I'm playing, which is team abundance, and if I'm writing this team abundance playbook and the playbook is coming, y'all, if I'm writing team abundance playbook, then I got to understand what I'm working towards, what I'm aiming towards, what is my final destination. Come on, Tiffany. Let me tell you something. Because if I don't do it, right, then I only have JoJo to rely on. I don't understand if you don't aim for nothing and now it's everybody else's fault but yours. How is it everybody else's fault but mine? How is that? It's mama and them fault. It's mama and them fault. It's daddy and them fault. It's everybody's fault but mine, but I didn't do anything for it. I didn't. So how can I put it on everybody else? Now, let's please be clear. It wasn't my fault that my ex beat me. No, it wasn't. But once I left, it became JoJo's decision to what she fixing to do. And and this is what I have to say, I cannot get mad and angry because you desire something less than what you deserve. Now, if you desire what less than you deserve, that is a conversation you got to have with yourself. And I can't get mad and I can't get angry. And I have to love you for where you are, how you are, and how you feel about that thing. I've got to do that for you, for my own sanity. Because I'll drive myself crazy trying to help figure it out for you when you don't want you don't want it figured out for you. You're perfectly okay just talking about it. You don't want anybody to do anybody. One of the things we talked about in the Sister Rise retreat is what I think this was us afterwards, is when people talk to you, ask them, are you looking for me to provide a solution for you? Or you just want me to witness to you? Meaning, do you just want to be heard and you don't want a solution? If that's what you need, then hey, I'm all ears. But if you're coming to me and you're not telling me which one you want, I'm going to offer a solution. And I had to check that with myself, because some folk, they don't want a solution from me. They don't want me to fix it. They don't want me to be happy-go-lucky. They want me to be down in the dumps and be sad with them. And I got to know, do I have space? You have to know, do you have space to include that? Yes, like they do prefer pity over progress. And we have to be okay with that. Even your closest family members, you have to be okay with that. You can want to shake them to death. Like, don't you see? But that's not your place. Here's what I figured out, and take a lesson from me. Don't do it the hard way. This is what I figured out, is that the best and only way for me to walk this out is to walk it out. It ain't for me to walk it out and be like, look, I'm walking it out. Let me do this for you. No, for those people who can't, they ain't where you are yet. And everybody, welcome to your journey. Wherever you are, we meet, and we're excited that you're here on your journey, wherever you are today. But the best thing for those who are on the journey, it may be further ahead than those that are behind, the best and absolute thing you can do is continue to walk it. If I didn't learn nothing this past weekend at the Sister Rise retreat, and if you want you a leather-bound journal, yeah, for the fellas, you can have one too. You know, it says Sister Rise on the front. I think I have like 8 left. If I didn't learn nothing else, is that it is okay to want more. There's always a safe space for those who desire more. And when you find those people who understand your moving language, they will nurture that feeling in you and make it a safe space and place for you to continue to grow. So you ain't got to worry. This weekend, we didn't have to worry about, I'm going to share my dream with you and you're going to think it's crazy. No, we shared dreams, hopes, and aspirations, boo. And it was amazing. And everyone was like, but you can do that. Let me help you. Let's work together and you can build on this. And if you turn it this way, then it'll fit. But you got to understand, everybody ain't ready for that conversation. And not everybody wants that conversation. So as you're taking aim, as you're figuring things out, as you're looking towards the thing, right? Understand, everybody doesn't have your focus. They don't have your understanding, but you cannot negate, meaning you can't play down where they are in their journey. Welcome them on the journey. If they started, I'm so proud that you started. This journey is going to be amazing. Wherever you are welcome. You arrived exactly when you're supposed to. You couldn't have watched the show yesterday. You couldn't have watched it last week. You had to watch it today to get whatever it is that you need to get. And if nothing was said here that you need, you leave it for someone else. You go and say, that JoJo, she crazy as hell. Listen to this crazy woman. And if it was something that could help you, please take what you need and apply it. Use the power of now. Okay, Mr. Joshua, I got you. So on this lovely day, you are qualified to be exceptional. Never close your mind to an idea simply because it's miraculous. Don't do that. Walk and live in your greatness, boo. Walk and live in it. Walk and live in it. Everywhere you place your foot is where you're supposed to be. Everywhere you place your foot is where it's supposed to go. Don't doubt that. So on this lovely day, thank you so much for joining the Fearless Morning Show. I greatly appreciate you guys being here. Y'all don't even know. I appreciate you so much. Here is the guided journey that I gave the ladies at the Sister Rise Retreat. If you would like to grab you a copy of that, those are available. But if you want one of these, you need to send me a message because I only have 8 left so that I can give it to you. If you want a Team Abundance t-shirt, I can't type, y'all. I'm getting me a new keyboard. This one is not happening. If you want your Team Abundance shirt, there you go. If you want a Sister Rise shirt, here it is, the link right there. And please make sure you share the show because sharing is caring. It absolutely is, especially if something was said that helped you, period. So on this lovely day, look at what you're taking aim at. What is the reason that you're not fully committed? And if you don't aim for nothing, you will absolutely hit everything. And I want you to read your contract, read your fine print of why are you doing this thing? What is the reason? Ask yourself this question. Why is you not ready for that? Tiffany, Tiffany, why you gotta rub it in my face? Tiffany, I did talk about you to my trainer. And she was like, I know you did the retreat, but did you work out? I said, there was another trainer there who insisted that I at least do something. And so she said, thank you very, very much. Hold on, Mr. Lucky. I can tell you how much the journals are. I got it right here. But y'all, let me tell you something. All right, hold on. Mr. Lucky, the journals are $19.99. The journals are $19.99. So Tiffany, I'm gonna do my workout after. I'm already prepped and ready to go. Let me tell you how. And this, y'all, this is how you know you and the people are understanding your moving language, right? We didn't go to bed at 2 o'clock, 2:18 most nights, 2:30. At 1:45, Tiffany's like, well, we about to get this workout in. I was like, but it's 1:45 in the morning. And she looking at me like, and we not fixing to do this workout. 1:45 in the morning, me and Tiffany in her room doing push-ups. When people understand your moving language, boo, that time doesn't matter. There is no time. There's no such thing. There are no such thing as excuses. It's only now. It's only forward movement. So on this lovely day, I want y'all to have an amazing day. Absolutely. Good morning, Rosie. I want you to have an amazing day. Are you okay? I want you to be peaceful, period, because there's absolutely nothing after that. The quote of the day, you are a rare gem, an exclusive and limited edition. There's only one of you. So have an amazing day. Decide what you're going to take aim on today, work towards it, and then figure out as you're working towards it, why are you committed to that thing? That's what you need to ask yourself. Why are you committed to that thing? So if you share the show, please let me know, because I can't, if you don't tag me in the share, like if you just share it from here, I can't see that. So tag me in it so that I can properly tell you thank you. I greatly appreciate you guys hanging out with me. You didn't have to, so I greatly appreciate that. So on this wonderful day, I want you to be peaceful, period. And I will see you. Oh, it's Friday. Have an amazing weekend. I hope that you aim for something this weekend. Look at your mindset. What are you going to be disciplined to achieve just for today? Just for the next 2 hours, what can you achieve in the next 2 hours? Don't look at it at the whole day. Just for the next 30 minutes, the next 45 minutes, what can you achieve that's going to set you up for success, even if that's thinking a different thought? So have an amazing day. I hope you have a great weekend. And I will see you guys here bright and early on Monday morning. Have a good one.
Thank you again for listening to the Live Past Crazy Show with Yanmitra Jojo. She is the only Live Past Crazy specialist, and she is glad you spent your time with her. If you would like to know more about why she knows crazy and about her journey, she invites you to check out her website, www.livepastcrazy.com, as well as follow her on social media. Yanmitra is her tag for IG, Twitter, and Facebook, JANMETRA. She also invites you to join her on the Fearless Morning Show, weekdays at 7:15 a.m. on Facebook Live. Again, you can find us on Facebook with the Fearless Morning Show page or by name. Remember, as a result of working with the only Live Past Crazy specialists, individuals are able to identify the crazy in their lives and develop a specific blueprint to begin to live past crazy. Do you know anybody who needs to live past crazy? Then send them over her way, because there is life after crazy. Be peaceful, period. And Yanmitra will see you guys on the next show.